All right, interesting lesson here. Once again, no surprise. And we're talking about, or I am talking about, the word execute and a bunch of different ways that the word is used and the different meanings. It's surprising how many very different meanings the different forms of this word can actually take on. So we're going to go over all the ones I can think of anyway, and then go onto the website at learnenglish232.com every day, and then you're going to, learn, not only see all the videos, but also get the full written stuff. But anyway, you probably know that if it's not the first video here you've been watching. So, execute. Now this is an interesting lesson. I have to execute it well to get it all done. So we can use it in this sense. If somebody has a business plan, imagine you have a marketing plan, some kind of business plan, and you execute well on that business plan. That means you do it. You follow through. You have the plan and you do the plan. And you do the plan well. So you don't get lazy and forget to do it. And you do it properly. That's what executing something in a good way is. Sports. If imagine if you're a professional team, this is when it's used more often, but any serious team, they have a coach, paid a lot of money. They have these plans of how they're going to play the sport, play the game. If the team tried really hard, it doesn't mean that they won necessarily, because maybe the other team was just better. But if they did what they planned to do, they executed their game plan very well. So executing your plan means just doing your plan, doing what you said you were going to do properly. You don't care about the results. Well, maybe you hope the results are good, but that's not what executing the plan is. Executing is just doing it. Now, this is interesting, sort of how this is used, because it's very different. And I don't know how the words ever came like this in the history of English, but it doesn't matter. Sometimes it's very different. It means to kill someone, to actually kill them. But it's not a murder, okay? It's very different than a murder. It's when the government, and not in a war, kills someone if they have the death penalty in that country. So in some countries, they don't have the death penalty. It means you can do anything and then just put you in jail forever. But let's just talk about the countries for a second where they do have the death penalty, like they put some kind of thing that kills you, or electric chair, they shoot you, whatever. When the government kills a person, like the police catch them, somebody who did something horrible, like rape, murder, whatever the reason they're going to kill this person for, maybe they, did some terrorist thing, and they decide, you know what, this person is the worst type of person in the world, we don't even want to put them in jail, we're going to kill them. 30 days later, so they go to court, go through the trial, and then however they kill them, they kill them. That's executing somebody. So it's when the government goes through a court process and then officially kills somebody. That's what an execution is. So if you execute somebody, that means you kill them in that way when the government does it. So it's rare, hopefully, but it happens in a lot of countries. So these are obviously for horrible crimes, really, really bad. And so you could say the government, or, that guy who killed 5 little kids in a school because he's a psycho, he was executed. That means the government put him in court, the police put him in court, he was guilty, and then they killed him. That is called an execution. So an execution is when someone is killed in the way that I just described. But also execution, you could say the business plan, like the execution of the business plan went very well. Like the boss might say, you know what guys, we didn't do that well, but our execution was really good. Or your coach could say that. Like, I think our execution was pretty good, even though we didn't win the game. Or it could be the other way. The boss could say, our execution was terrible. We had a great plan, but you guys got all lazy, or you were disorganized, whatever reason, we couldn't actually follow the steps A, B, C, 1, 2, 3 of the plan. We had a good idea, did not execute. The execution was very poor. So we had a great idea, just didn't do it. Like if somebody says, I'm going to start a new bar, I'm going to start a new restaurant, and it sounds like an okay idea, but then they don't do anything about it. They don't rent the place, they don't think of a menu, they do very little, and then 5 years later, someone says, well, why is your business not going very well? Well, the idea might have been okay, but the execution was very bad. Just means they didn't do it. So this is how execute and execution can be used depending on context in both of these. Next one, totally different. Executives. Executives. These are high-level people in a company. So the CEO is a very senior executive, senior vice president, directors of sales, marketing, business development. These type of people are very senior, high people, very, very high people in big companies. They're the executives, the top level management working people with high salaries are the executives. And in short, we call them execs. Sometimes execs are, they're in first class and the airplanes are kind of annoying, snobby people sometimes, whatever. Sometimes they're great guys. Not judging you if you are. Just these are the things that come to mind with these rich execs, like these you might hear about rich banking execs or rich banking executives, just high-level people in the bank. They make a lot of money. High-level people in their job make a lot of money. So anyway, that was a lot to take in. Hope you go to the website to check it out and watch the video a couple times, but a lot of good stuff on just how to use the different variations of the word execute. And it's a great lesson on the variations of this. So see you on the site, www.learnenglish232.com.